This is our yard cart I rebuilt. It's way stronger than before and a lot better. It's time to do something with this and make it something that we can use a little bit easier. I'm gonna wheel it up to the driveway and we'll figure something out. They'll come off. That's pretty loud. And this was made out of that old great bed frame, so everything's really hard. I know it's cheap, but someone should tell us, don't use your first projects out of bed frame. I guess it's okay because a lot of people just have a grinder, and a grinder cuts it pretty well, but if you use it on your saws or anything, it's better to just go find you some regular old mild steel when you're learning. Some of them won't come off up there at the front. They're all stripped out and I couldn't find a big enough tip for the impact, so I'm just gonna take them off. I knocked them off on the bottom side. Alrighty, I finally got those 3 off of there. It was hard. I had to just break them and then pry them out. The punch wasn't working or anything. So anyway, now it just needs a good bath, and then I'll sand it down in some spots where I'm going to touch up the welding. This was one of our first projects, and yeah, that one broke free. So we weren't great then, not any better now, but it'll stick. All right, I talked to my wife, and she wants a solid bottom in case she wants to put dirt or something in there so it doesn't fall through all the little mesh holes. So I'm gonna put a solid bottom from this sheet that I have left over, and then I'll use the real thin, I think it was 16 gauge expanded metal, I think is what it was. It wasn't a number. I got some number 9, which is what I use for the grills and some stuff. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna just cut this down. And I just measured, I think it's about a 1/2 inch for the drag tip on the hypertherm. So I just went to, instead of 50, it's 59.5. So I just went to 60 1/8, give me a little bit of a play. So I have a little bit of extra room. So should be right. We hope so. Measure twice, cut once, or just do it over a couple of times. Sometimes I measure 2 or 3 or 4 times and I still cut it wrong. Well, I sure am glad that I opted for the longer cables on here, because it makes it easy until I get my shop cleaned up, which is one of the next coming projects eventually. I got I got to finish a bunch of small projects. I got 3 or 4 tables in the works and whatever. So once I get that all set up, then I can move things around again. But luckily this will reach and I don't have to move my welder. So that's great. Probably need a little bit better ground right here. Some of my older viewers will be happy that I'm wearing shoes today, so I don't have to shake the sparks out of my crop. The little things in life you learn later on. Didn't bother me so much before, but it's becoming annoying nowadays. I know I say it every time, but thanks, Mom. That is the best tool I've gotten since I started all this welding and junk. You got it for me. I don't remember, birthday or Christmas, but it's been one of the best tools to cut this stuff instead of a grinder. Square? Probably not, because we're not really good at that. Alright, close enough. I was going to say, I measured both the front and the back, so we should be good. All right, now I just got to cut the expanded metal out. Go. Got everything cut out. Whew. That's good enough. It gotta be perfect. Found some blue that we had. I'm probably gonna paint it my Shrek green. You know, that color. Now that Phil's gone, he liked the Miller blue, so that's why we have some blue stuff. I do have like 10 cans of brown, so that, you know, standard brown stuff. So I don't know, I may just use that up. But anyway, I just painted the face of that, then I'll go back and grind off where I'm gonna weld real quick. You know, that just give a little bit of protection underneath there. Somebody said these arc captains are pretty good, so I bought one, and then I was using it, and I was like, you know, this, man, my eyes hurt, and I could not figure it out. Well, it wasn't darkening, so that was the problem. Anyway, I guess it came with a bad battery. Decided to go to Walmart and get a battery for it, and now it dims like it's supposed to. So, good thing it has a pretty good darkness to it anyway, but I'm sure it wasn't good for my eyes. I got it stuck on there. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. I just can't, I have to go like 6 passes sometimes, because if you see, like right here, I start coming off, I can't see. That's the problem. Without my glasses, I just can't see. And in here, even with my glasses, it's just too dark. And then if I put that light on, it causes the helmet to go on and off. And anyway, it's just a mess. I may have to give up on the welding. It frustrates me too much. And like this one right here, I wasn't even on the rail right there. When it's on 11, it's just too dark and I can't see where I'm going. So I don't know if anybody's got any tips on how to do that. Then I probably can do a little better, because, you know, if I can see it, I do okay. If I can't, then I booger it up and just put a bunch of blobs on there and hope it holds. So anyway, some of them are good, some of them aren't, and it'll hold though. At least it's on the bottom and it's on a rail, so we're good enough. All right, I think that's all for tonight. I'm gonna go in and get me something to eat. I think I got some leftover pork tenderloin. I'm gonna make some sandwiches. I watched that guy, Malcolm Reed, How to Barbecue Right. You follow his directions, you'll never go wrong. Right now, I'm calling it a night because I'm mad. Dropped one. Pork tenderloin, provolone. Very good. Looks like they want dinner too. I really wish I could figure out a way to see better. I mean, I have my glasses for arm's length, like I said, the computer glasses, but I just cannot stay on the line. You know, maybe I should try some chalk or white paint, or I don't know. It's really frustrating. So I'm kind of at a loss of what to do on that, but I've got to figure it out because I like to weld stuff. I like to make all my legs and the stools, you know, for the tables that I build. So I like to make those out of metal, but if I can't figure it out, I'm gonna be doing something else. Think it'll be good enough for a yard cart. But now we got plenty of brown, so I decided I'm gonna paint the bottom and the deck brown, and then I'll paint the rest of the trailer, kind of mask it off a little bit with my green that I like. So, but the bottom is gonna be in the sand and whatever else, so why not paint it brown since we have so much. So I'll put one more coat on the bottom. I'll probably let that dry while I'm at work today, and then I'll flip it over, do the deck, and then I'll come back and do my green after that. I'll probably let it dry for a day or two, and then I'll mask it off and then flip it over. So we'll catch you when I come back. All right, here's the last coat of paint. It's kind of windy out here, so of course got a little bit of a block, but there we go. Get the wheels put back on and we're ready to go. everything hooked up on the Skag, and we don't have one of them riding lawnmowers anymore, so have to make do. I may have to change that out to a regular, you know, the little lawn carts that have the, I think I originally made it that way with just the pin that goes around a little flat bar, because I think that's the attachment you can get for the Skag. I made one for the cemetery and it works great. That's what I was using to use that pull behind swisher. I gotta go pick up the rototiller. It's been sitting down there all winter and spring, since last spring, so it's been down there for a year, and the pull rope broke on it. And those can go to the burn pile. Reuse them. Cannot repurpose those. When we finally get out of that burn ban, that's going to be one big fire.